The story begins with Yuta Okotsu, a timid young man who is cursed by the spirit of his childhood friend Rika Suda, is bullied at school, but Rika is overprotective and brutally injures the bullies, stuffing them in a locker. After this incident, Judah turns himself in, not wanting to hurt any more people. And the Jiu-Jitsu elders wants to have him executed, saying that he's too dangerous to keep alive. But Satoru Gojo, the strongest sorcerer and teacher, convinces them to let Yuta join the Jiu-Jitsu high school instead. In a flashback, we see Yuta together with Rika on his birthday. She gives him a ring, and they swear to get married when they're older. However, there is a tragic car accident, and Rika is killed. Yuta's devastated, and Rika becomes a cursed spirit that clings on to him. At the school, there are only 3 other students in the first year. Gojo introduces Yuta, telling them to get along. But when Yu enters, the 3 students sends his immense cursed energy and instantly attack him. However, Rika appears and defends Yuta. After their encounter, Gojo explains that curses are often the cause of people going missing or mysteriously dying, and at the school they learn how to deal with them. He then introduces the other students, Maki, an expert with using cursive weapons, Inumaki, who uses cursed speech but can't speak normally, and Panda. They split up into pairs for training, and Yuta that gets paired up with Maki. Gojo takes them to an elementary school and tasks the 2 of them to find 2 children that have gone missing. Gojo casts a barrier called the Veil, explaining that it draws the curses out and prevents them from escaping. Gojo leaves and wishes them luck. Maki prepares for a fight as 3 cursed spirits appear. Yuta panics, but Maki is able to cut through them all with a single attack. They continue inside the school, and Yuta follows behind Maki. He asks if she is scared as he nervously looks around. Unimpressed with him, Maki asks what grade he is, explaining that sorcerers are ranked from grade 1 to grade 4. Youth has no idea of his rank, so Maki asks to see his ID card. She finds out that he is ranked as a special grade, which is a grade even higher than grade 1. Suddenly, an enormous curse appears, and the school is shattered. Yuta and Maki are thrown up in the sky. Maki tries to attack but loses her weapon, and they both get swallowed in the stomach of the beast. They find the 2 missing kids. However, their bodies are resistant to curses like Yuta, and Maki is susceptible as well. She asks why he either became a sorcerer, and he looks deep within himself and says that he wants to deserve to stay alive. Determined to prove his worth, he puts on Rika's ring and calls upon her power. Rika bursts out in her full form and crushes the curse. She goes on a rampage as Yu that carries everyone out to safety. Following this, Gojo gives you a sword. He teaches him a method to imbue the sword with cursed energy and slowly break Rika's curse over. The next few months, Yuta trains with Maki, learning how to fight with a sword. He learns quickly and is soon able to keep up with her. Gojo arrives and tells Inumaki that he's been requested for a mission. It's an easy mission, he can handle himself. But Gojo tells Yuta that to go along for more experience. Yuta is intimidated by Inumaki because he still can't understand him. They're sent to a shopping district, and as the mission is being explained, Inumaki disappears to go shopping and picks up some throat medicine. The veil is drawn, and the 2 enter as they explore the area. They come across a huge swarm of low-level curses. Yuga is shocked by how many there are. But Inumaki approaches. He uses his cursed speech technique and commands them all to explode. Yuta is amazed at the technique, but it takes a toll on Inumaki's voice. They make it back to the entrance, but they can't dispel the barrier. Another curse appears behind them, attacking with a beam of light. Inumaki counterattacks, twisting the monster's arm. But it's not enough. They are forced to run, and Inumaki drops his medicine. They assess the situation, and Inumaki plans to fight alone. Realizing that Inumaki was trying to protect him, Yuta is determined to fight. Yuta abuses Blade with energy and rushes at the curse. Dodging the beams of light, he gets close and manages to land a hit, but it's not enough. He slides under the curse, grabbing the medicine and throws it to Inumaki. He drinks the medicine and is able to use his power, commanding the curse to be crushed as Yu and Inumaki leave. A man watches them from a distance. He found Yoda's ID card and was disappointed he didn't get to see Rika. Soon after Gojo arrives to investigate the scene, he detects a certain energy and is drawn to the spot where the man was watching from. He confirms that it was Suguru Geto, a special grade sorcerer that was banished from the school for killing over 100 people with his curse. Meanwhile, Suguru helps a woman that is suffering from a curse. He is able to absorb the curse and free the woman. They're thankful for his help. But when they leave, his attitude changes, and he calls the monkeys looking down on people that aren't sorcerers. He meets with his most trusted allies and tells them it's time they created a world for sorcerers. But first they need to destroy the existing order of the Jiu-Jitsu world. Suguru invades the school grounds on Giant Pelican. He quickly greets Yuta and compliments his power. He invites you to join in his cause of wiping all non-sorcerers out. But Gojo and a number of other sorcerers arrive. Suguru uses the opportunity to declare war, announcing that on December 24th he will attack both Tokyo and Kyoto, unleashing 1,000 cursed spirits on each city to murder all non-sorcerers. He invites them to try to stop him. Gojo tries to stop him from leaving, but Suguru summons a number of cursed turrets threatening Yuta, and the other. Suguru flies away. And following this, the Jiu-Jitsu sorcerers hold a meeting about him. He has the power to freely absorb and manipulate curses, and has been collecting curses through his followers while posing as a religious group, even with 2,000 spirits. Gojo finds it strange for Suguru to start a war. He can't win. Suguru reveals his real plan on the day of the attack. All Jiu-Jitsu sorcerers and students will be busy defending Tokyo or Kyoto, and Suguru plans to use this chance to infiltrate the school, to kill Yuta while he's alone and absorb Rika's power. The attack commences and Yuta is left alone. At school, only joined by Maki, Suguru appears and covers the school in a veil. Meanwhile, Gojo finds it strange that Suguru isn't there. He receives a report regarding Yuta and quickly grabs Panda and Inumaki. He suspects that Suguru is after Yuta and sends them back to school to protect him. They're teleported away and Gojo becomes serious, taking off his bandages. Back at the school, Maki is defeated as Suguru continues forward. Panda comes crashing through the wall and attacks him. Panda transforms and Suguru attacks with his curses. Panda is able to destroy all the curses, but ends up getting stabbed by Inumaki's weapon. Panda falls, but Inumaki appears and attacks with his cursed speech. Suguru was crushed, leading a gigantic hole, and the two check up on Maki. However, Suguru gets back up, and the two are defeated. Yu arrives to find his friends heavily wounded. He becomes enraged and calls out Rika, swearing to kill Suguru. Together with Rika, they fight against Suguru's cursed spirits. He takes the others to safety and begins to heal them with a reverse curse technique. Suguru attacks with a swarm of spirits, but Yuta reveals he can copy Inumaki's cursed speech technique and blows them all away. Meanwhile, in the city, the Jiu-Jitsu sorcerers continue to fight the cursed spirits, and Go was occupied by one of the cursed users. Gojo chases after him, but the man keeps running, only trying to stall for time. Suguru changes up his attack, taking out his weapon to fight with his own hands. Despite attacking at the same time, Suguru is able to handle Yuta and Rika's attacks, but Yuta catches him off guard when he shatters his sword and lands an explosive punch on Suguru's face. Suguru gets back up and decides it's time to finish things off. He summons his most powerful special grade cursed spirit and combines his remaining 4,000 cursed spirits into a single attack as a last resort. Yuta gives his heart to Rika and promises to spend his life with her no matter what. This removes her limits and unlocks her full powers. She charges up her energy and the two attacks collide, causing an enormous explosion. Suguru is heavily wounded and forced to retreat, but runs into Gojo. They share some final moments and reminisce about when they used to be best friends. Yuta wakes up surprised he is still alive and prepares to give himself to Rika. However, she turns back to her human form, and Gojo explains that Rika didn't curse him. Rather, it was Yuta that accidentally cursed her to stay by his side, unable to accept her death. Yuta cries, learning he was the one that cursed her, but Rika thanks him for their time together and tells him to live a full life, passing peaceful into the afterlife. After this, Yuta continues on as a jiu-jitsu sorcerer, together with his new friends, and still wears Rika's engagement ring. How the amazing movie wraps up. I'd love to hear what you all thought about it. Catch you in the next movie. Thank you.